So today we have a little bit here of a different view. First of all, I want to say that originally it was planned that there is going to be a fifth part of the Final Look series. I filmed them all, but sadly, all of the files were corrupted on the card. So, no way to put them into Final Cut, no way to even try to edit them in some kind of different software. Everything was weird, it didn't even play. So, before we head into the pile and I tell you what pile that is, I want to tell you a little bit about the last three palettes that were in the Final Looks. First was the Rowan Quad. This is the Eyes on Me, the very, very warm toned one. And I decided to put it on the declutter pile, which is right here. Then we had the Gloss Gods look for rainbows, and well, the thing is, I do like the palette a lot, but Gloss Gods, they just have a better formula now, in my opinion, and I do have these shades in other palettes, so the clutter pile too. And the last one is the Archeo from Cleone, and this was or is on the maybe pile because of the weird color story choice. It is really, really not for me, actually, but I do like the quality a lot. And since this is a very strictly limited palette, I actually think it might be a mistake to declutter this. So I will keep this and put it back into the collection. And what I'm now left with is this friggin' pile of decluttered eyeshadow palettes from the January declutter and through the Maybe series. And instead of throwing them all away, because I initially wanted to sell the palettes that were still intact and really good in quality, nobody wants them, so I decided instead of throwing them out at all, I will be doing something new and I will depot them. So I got me a quite big empty palette here and some depotting tools and some magnetic stickers, and I will just take you with me through the process of just destroying these palettes. Could be a very satisfying thing to do. So honestly, I'm not sure if this Franken palette that I will be creating now is going to be a palette that I will use a lot, but I want to give it a try. I already explained a couple times that I can't stand palettes with different pan shapes. I can't do this, and people who even when they want to keep the whole palette, depot everything and put everything in these magnetic palettes, you are crazy. I don't want to be friends with you, actually, because I feel like you will do some other crazy shit, like, I don't know, you will probably put milk first and then the cornflakes. I don't know. But just kidding. We can still be friends, but please don't show me your palettes. Yeah, I want to give it a try though. Again, I just realized throughout the series that a lot of these palettes here, I do like very specific shades, and there was a very specific reason why I bought them in the first place. So I try to just keep those that I really, really enjoy. And yeah, I would say let's go right into it. I also put a note pad here aside so I can write down the shades that I will be putting in here. And I also have some different sized magnetic stickers just in case not all of them are magnetic. Oh, and before we start, I want to say one thing. People keep on saying that I should try sell them through Vinted. I hate the Vinted system. I think this is one of the most toxic marketplaces on earth, and B, selling used makeup is not allowed on Vinted. I was completely blocked and red flagged there once already, so no thank you. I also don't, as I said, want to participate in such a toxic environment as Vinted. So let's start with the Look for Rainbows palette. I want to be honest with you, the shades that interest me here in this palette the most are the blues here on that side, and I said it in the maybe part 5 that you will never get to see, but these colors here, in this formulation, in this older Gloss Gods formulation that is a little bit more squishy, a little bit more oily, This I have in the Color of the Rain palette, and that is my second favorite palette from Gloss Gods. It was taken down from the throne by the Dancing Lights palette, which is an amazing, I saw it in the comment, bubbly goth palette. Love that description. So honestly, from this palette here, I don't want to keep anything, or maybe Happy Skies. Ooh, I mean, look at this shade. Let me swatch it on the hand. Although, no, you know what? Or do I? No, I do like, actually, I do like Happy Skies, so let me pull that out first. So just in case, I got also some scissors, so let me cut the top off. And I don't think it's necessary to remove the complete back of the palette, so let's... I bought my mini tweezers here, so I think they are perfect to just go in there, or are they? I also have this little tool here. It has a little like hook at the end, and then this super pointy tip. This is actually from a nail set or so, but I think this is going to work also very well to just get really into this. Yes, it does. And I zoomed you in a little bit, so I tried to stay in the frame. So now that it's here released, I can pull it out. So I applied a magnetic thing here to the shade, and now this is the first that we have in the Franken palette. So let's move on to the next palette. This is the Rowan Quad. These are all magnetic, and I'm honest with you, I don't want to keep any of these. You know, I kept the 52-degree one, but this, no, thank you. The Guerlain Pucci Quad. This is a tough decision. I do appreciate the red shade here, but that's the only one here in the quad, so I thought of maybe keeping this, but the problem is I don't like the quality. They're very, very chalky. They are really not working, so for me this is a 100% complete declutter. So What's Up Beauty and the Desert Monsoon is a palette that definitely has some shades in here that I actually want to keep. One of them is surprisingly the shade Sun. I think that is a very, very pretty shade. And I think also, yeah, Downpour is so, so pretty. It's such a pretty blue. So I will keep them both. And it seems like they are magnetic to begin with. Oh, that's cool. So what I do is I take that little black tool, whatever this is from that nail kit, and then I go into the palette and just remove it. But the rest, the clutter. The Odin's Eye X Angelica Nyquist, the Little Ghost palette definitely has shades that I 100% want to keep. Also in the mattes, actually. For example, Skeleton is such a pretty shade. I want to keep Boo, Haunted definitely, and maybe down here, Broomstick. And I do like Licorice and maybe Zombie. So these are Skeleton, Zombie, Boo, and Broomstick. Yeah, I do like the vibe of all four, so I keep all four. So Odin's Eye shades are not magnetic, so I have to put a little bit more effort into this. So put it in, then wiggle it a little bit out. Oh, that's not easy. Oh no, it broke. Oh shit. Yeah, but it's just some of the corners here, so it's fine. Never mind. It broke because it just fell out of my hand when I tried to remove the glue here. But you know what, it's fine. I just have to be a little bit more careful here. That went a bit better. And I'm not removing all of the glue on the back because it is really, really hard to do so. And I didn't want to invest in any kind of like super fancy heatening tool or so. Now moving on to the next one. That was easy. That one removed itself. And these two are left. The shade Haunted, a matte one. Didn't swatch that because I already knew that this is one that I want to keep in. Oh my god, why are they breaking so easy here in the pan? No! Oh boy. Let me... Oh god. Holy crap. Yeah, I just tapped some of the breakage off since this is a really wild experiment for me. I'm not mad about this, like I'm not sad or so. But it's great to know that Odin's eye mats apparently break very easy. Never experienced this. Can't even remember if I ever read on Reddit, for example, that people got their palettes with broken shades in it. Not sure. I'll not lie to you, this has definitely a certain fun factor, and before anyone comments, I know why they are breaking. I know that I am putting pressure onto the metal pan, and of course they are going to break by that, but some shades they break easier, some shades not. This one, wow, that is a bit disappointing. Oh my god, half of the shade is gone. The Franken palette is not here to win an award of most tidy or most visually pleasing palette in my collection. I have others for that. I just wanted to do a little bit something new, just to experience the experience at the end. Alright, so in total 5 shades removed out of the little ghost. I'm pretty sure there are other pretty shades like this one here. I think it's Creep. The Banana Taffy one is just not my vibe. The yellow, I don't like it. Plus it's very, 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 very chalky. So this palette now can go. And I already wrote it down in my notebook. So let's insert skeleton, zombie, boo, which is probably very close to that shade here, haunted, and broomstick. The Cherry Cola palette from Glamlight. I said it in the video, there are shades in here that I 100% want to keep, but definitely not all of them. So I think it was this, and this. Yes, definitely. So as always, hooking it in here and then remove it. I don't even have to cut off anything, but they're also not magnetic. But ooh, the glue, ooh, how nice it removed itself, basically. Of course, that magic did not happen to all of them, but ooh, I was able to just pull it off. That is quite satisfying, honestly. Oh yeah, the Glamlight one is breaking too. I will tap off the breakage, and I'm very, very curious how much is going to be left in here. Yeah, pretty much nothing. Okay, so this shade will not come with me. And since I'm already at the Glamlight palettes, I will be depotting the original or the OG Coca-Cola too. I'm a bit sad about the red in the Cherry Cola because that was a really good red. But here, I think I will I will depot all of these shimmers because they are very, very good. But the mattes, yeah, I think the red and the black. So the thing is, I would depart now 6 out of the 8 shades. But I remember that this one, you know what? I have so many blacks, I have so many reds. I will only depart the shimmers. That is probably a better decision. So I will just depart that first row here. All right, I removed them really quick and the rest of the palette can go now. Although the red with the black with the red shimmers, no, I don't use those sequin shades. No. So let's put them all now here inside the palette. We have Cherry Cola, shade 1 and 6, and then the shades 1, 2, 3, and 4 from the OG Coca-Cola. What do you think so far of this? I think it has a vibe. So I did declutter the all matte Anthemy palette, and I don't think that I will keep any of these shades because A, I have these shades 1,000 times, and the only reason this is in the declutter pile is that I love Anthemy as a brand, but there are undertones here in these mattes. They just don't work for me. It is a little bit too warm, everything. It's not neutral enough for being a good versatile companion palette. So this gets finally completely decluttered. So this is the 36-degree palette from the brand Exile Joy, and I do have another one, the 99-degree, that I really love. This one just didn't do it for me. I do like that taupey shade here, so I do have 1,000 taupes. I don't think this is worth keeping, although it might work very, very well in this Franken palette, but the Franken palette is not meant to be an all alone working one. So no, thank you, you can go. So these are 2 eyeshadows from the brand Sheen Effect. One is called I can't read my writing. I think it's Ironite Moonlight and Starry Sky. So this is Starry Sky, this is Ironite Moonlight, and they are very, 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 very shiny and pretty, but they are a little bit more on the oily side of a formulation. And I don't like them actually here in the big bulky single container, but they are magnetic, so you can remove them and put them into a magnetic palette. And I will probably by the end of the video pull out some other of my single container palettes and put them into that magnetic one too. So I'm really just removing them here from the single container, which is not that easy. All right. I just remembered that I do have one of these magnetic pens where you can just pick up magnetic eyeshadow pans, and I think that would be the better tool here, but I'm now a little bit too lazy to get it, so yeah, don't scream at me. And I completely forgot, did I mention this? The both shades here were sent to me in PR by Look Healthy store. The Bobbi Brown palette. This is from last year or this year, however you want to call it. The limited edition eyeshadow palette. It is really, really nothing special, but these 2 shades up here I do really like. My problem is with these, I'm not a fan of the formulation, honestly, because this is not the baked Bobbi Brown formula that I personally love. This is a very, very plain, basic shimmer formulation, which at the end, I mean, we do need these 2, but they also don't... No. You know what? There is no scenario where I would sit here and be like, oh my god, let's pull out that super plain basic Bobbi Brown metallic eyeshadow. No, no way I would do this. I would use anything else but not these. So while I appreciate the colors here a lot, I mean, it looks really good. No, I think this can go completely. I will be 100% transparent with you. This is a purchase where I was really questioning myself. Why did I do this? I knew from the beginning on that this is not my vibe, but I think I had some hopes that the shimmers in here will be like the baked shades that Bobbi Brown has, because they are amazing, but it wasn't. And honestly, the time frame to send it back when I ordered this was long gone before I touched it for the very first time, so that's totally my fault. So this is the Misty Rain Grey from Suetney, and I have to admit that I really do not enjoy any of these shades, so while it is very practical that these are magnetic, I will declutter the whole palette. So here we have the Sunset Romance from Pat McGrath, and I do remember that in the video that I did, I was a bit torn because I like the shimmer shades a lot. The mattes are very, very basic as always with Pat McGrath. Oh yeah, that last shade here. Petal Passion, I think it is. Petalic Passion is the name. Oh yeah, that's one I like, so I will depot that one shade. I don't think that this is going to be that easy because this here is plastic. This is not cardboard, which makes it not as easy to just pull my shit in here. So let me remove that. Yeah, I just did a little bit of a test run, and you cannot depot them because the shades are filled directly here into the plastic. Yeah, thank you, Pat McGrath, for absolutely nothing. And I do have the very, very sad assumption that this is going to be, yeah, it's the same thing for this duo, and I wanted to keep the Astro Noir shade, but Pat McGrath decided to not make this possible, so goodbye. So we have surprisingly only 2 palettes left, and these are quite big ones. One is the Beauty Bay Neutral palette, and there are a couple shades that are screaming my name, honestly. Cocktail is one of them. Very, very pretty. Bangle, yeah, that one too. Although, no, it's not in my skin tone, no thank you. Maybe Mirror. Oh, very plain granite shade. I also lock it here. No, you know what? Actually, this is not really exciting. Cocktail is the only exciting shade in here. So yeah, that's the whole point of the depotting. Let's depot only Cocktail. For a short moment, I thought that Beauty Bay is magnetic too, but it isn't. But fun fact, these are the same pan, like raw empty pans that Glamlight uses. So are they maybe even produced in the same factory? Who knows? So here we have now the shade Cocktail, and even the pan size is the same as Glamlight. Oh my god, these are the same raw pans, I think, that they use. That's funny. Can you see? I'm a bit surprised because the colors that I see in here that I depotted so far, they really do not represent me. Like the pinks, not really. The purples, maybe. But I think what all of these pinks have in common is the fact that they are these very nice, shiny, see-through, translucent formula. So, neutral is gone. Goodbye. Now we have the berries left, and oh, here are some shades in here that I need to swatch first. Oh, and if you ask why did I declutter this, because this screams a bit me, yes, It does, but my problem is this leans very, very pink. Not berry color or dark purpley color. You have a few purples, you have a few reds that I like, but the overall vibe, in my opinion, is a little bit too Barbie pink, and that's not my jive, so that's why it is on this pile. But I think there are going to be a lot of beautiful shades that I will keep in this declutter, in this depotting, sorry. So let's go through some mattes first. We have pizza that looks very, very promising. First looks, oh, that is bright. Yes, yes, yes. Fever, definitely. Claret or claret. Oh, yeah, I like that. Yeah, these are the four mattes that I'm keeping actually. Yes, yes, I'm sure. This easier, I just cut off the top. And maybe it makes sense this time to actually remove the back here. First is done with a tiny bit of breakage, which is completely okay. So not that this changes anything now, but I decided to maybe put on some kitchen towel underneath to make it easier and not have to clean the desk every 2 seconds here. All right, carefully, carefully. Yes. Oh, that is going to be very smooth. Yeah, thank you, jackpot. No breakage. And the glue that is used here is super easy removable. As said, the same as in the Glamlight palettes actually. So I'm really questioning if they are produced at the same factory actually. Shit. But I think it's still usable. I just dropped it now pan side down here on the paper towel to see if the remaining shade is breaking out, and it doesn't. So actually I'm keeping this still. Doesn't matter if half of the shade here is missing in the pan. But I got a little bit too excited with the last matte that I wanted to keep. This is, yeah, this is dead. Okay, no problem. I have enough reds. Now for the shimmers. Sofa is really screaming me. Again, a weird pink. Alba, yeah, oh, so shiny. Fuchsia, not so much. Nova, nah, thank you. So Sofa and Alba for sure. Let's see, Daiquiri. No, thank you. Way too orange. Nova, way too boring. Stiletto, pretty but boring. Soda, way too Barbie pink. Let's swatch Cloud, Freeze, and Paris. All three. Yes, all three are keeps. So shimmer-wise, I will be now keeping Sofa, Alba, Cloud, Paris, and Freeze. So 8 shades are now removed of this. Now let's put them together in the palette. So we have Pizza first and Fever, Sofa, Alba, Cloud, Paris, and Freeze. So in total I have now 25 shades in here, which I don't think is too bad when it comes to the clutter moment and a depotting moment. I do enjoy what I look at, but I'm also just seeing how much of this was for me, just for the purples and the iridescence, why I kept this, and the rats, of course. So I'm actually thinking of maybe filling this palette now a bit, because I do have some other single eyeshadows in single containers that I store a bit different. Now, I decided to not do it because I I don't know why, but I think I like this specific concept here, and I would like actually to fill this palette maybe throughout the next months, like until the end of 2025, with other stuff of decluttered palettes, because honestly, I do think that I will declutter maybe at the end of the year again, and I think that there are going to be shades that will find their way here into the Franken palettes. So yeah, and before you ask, of course, you will be getting those. Oh no, do you see that? Ah, the blue shattered. Well, I have 24 shades in this one. Fuck it. The shade Haunted just completely fell out. And if you want to see the incident, there it is. I was just doing this here and just wiggled a little bit because that is completely normal movement that is going to happen here, and it fell out. Okay, guess guess it's only 24 here in the palette, but it's okay. I think it's still a great number. So yeah. And what was I going to say? Before you ask, yes, of course you will see looks. I will do looks with this, although this is probably not going to be a cohesive palette. So I think I will do a like 5 looks with this, where I either do Wheel of Fortune style with this or just pair it with some other like matte shades. I don't know. If you have any idea how you want to see this incorporated in a look video, let me know. Now I have an empty pan where I could press the Pat McGrath shade in, but honestly, no. I don't want to do that because I refuse to let Pat McGrath win here. So that is it. Thank you, folks. My hands are dirty. Everything is full of glitter. My floor is dirty. My tools are dirty. But I do feel very positive about this. Let me know down below how you feel about this. Let me know your thoughts. And as said, please let me also know how you would like to see these shades incorporated in future videos. I'm very, very curious for ideas. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe to don't miss out any of the other upcoming super cool videos. And I'll see you soon. Bye!